Alright guys, welcome to the video. Jason Clemens here. Let's talk about Facebook in particular. In the last video we compared Facebook to Google. I give you my thoughts as to why I personally believe when you start out you should be focused on Google. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here, but I'm going to explain to you why your Facebook ads in particular are probably doing really shitty these days for most of you. At least they've gotten worse. You saw a tail off over the past, couple years to a few years, some within the past 6 months, but there's reasons for these things. And there's reasons that, quite frankly, all the experts online blogging about how great Facebook is and social media is and all these things, the vast majority of those guys don't even make any money from social media. It's all a show, okay? They talk about it. It's like the California gold rush, which we'll get into in a minute, but first I want to get to a quote, as we do in most of these videos. So, the laws that govern circumstances are abolished by new circumstances. Napoleon, fucking brilliant. Okay, it goes directly in line with what we're going to talk about here. So, to understand this, Facebook is not the same as Google Ads. Okay, social media is just not the same, and there's fundamental reasons. But let's talk about a few reasons why your ads are not doing as good. Okay, so I think I got you on the screen. So number one, I like to call this the newness effect. I'm just going to call it new. Okay, and I think that's in the screen. So you have to understand, Facebook fundamentally is about real estate. I mean, that's what it is. You have your account, okay? You have your account. Within that account, there's basically two places you can go to: your home. Well, there's a lot of places, but it's basically your home with all of your postings and shit on there. And then you have the news feed. And in your news feed, that's where all your friends' posts come up, okay? Anyone you're following or you're friends with, that's where that comes up in your news feed. But also, that's where they show the ads, okay? So, it's basically your hunk of real estate. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a fucking piece of real estate, okay? So if you own a website, that would be a piece of real estate online. It's your web page. Not your web page, your website, and however many ever page you have, that's your space online. That's your main one. Facebook's more like a pseudo one, and same with Twitter, your Twitter account, your Instagram. Obviously Instagram is owned by Facebook, but it goes on and on, but it's real estate, okay? And so, it's really subject, everything online is subject to this, but even more so here to this newness effect, all right? And you get dudes, experts, that just don't, it just goes right over their head. They don't get this. They continue to push that Facebook is the greatest thing and it's only getting better. But fundamentally, we live in reality in the real world. It's impossible. It's not just going to get better and better. It's going to get better, but then it's going to get worse, as goes with everything. So I'm going to tell you why, okay? So back when Facebook got started, all right, which seems like many, many years ago, back in the days of the Wild West with Facebook, all right, it starts all like this, and it's deceptive growth. This shit comes right out of the book Abundance, okay? So if you read Abundance, it's a pretty decent book, but it does. There's deceptive growth. And then what happened? Well, it blows up, okay, and it blows up, but then what happens? It begins to tail off. Or level off, I should say. It's still growing, but it's leveling off, and then eventually, well, it's tailing off. And so, some of you might now despise your Facebook account. You know, a lot of millennials do, especially younger millennials, people in their 20s. This is what we've been discovering here in our market. They just, and this is not just recent, this is within the past few years, they began to despise their Facebook accounts. So I personally believe that Facebook is somewhere in this realm. Here's the caveat. This is within the US and other countries. Now, Facebook first obviously came to the US, and that's where it exploded first. And so you're way ahead. Now, some countries, especially, you know, maybe third world, maybe Asian countries, we already described how if you want more Facebook likes to your page, your budget's going to get fucking destroyed if you try to get those likes within the US. If you go to English-speaking Asian countries, you can still buy likes for 3 cents. Okay? Now, in my opinion, they're every bit as good in many respects if you target them, but a little secret that nobody will tell you is just to do that. Okay? And so you can get thousands of likes for, you know, pennies on the dollar, which you would be spending in the US. But anyways, in the US, okay, we're here. And so what happens is you get all of these bloggers and all of the, quote, SEO people who think they know everything because fucking Google and Bing picked up their website and now they're a fucking marketing genius all of a sudden. And so they start turning out posts on Facebook. Okay, so you have SEO'd, search engine optimized Facebook content. Basically, all these people living in a bubble writing about Facebook. Okay? When Facebook ads are coming out. Okay? So Facebook ads and the marketing's coming out and they're starting to build it, and all these posts are pouring online. Alright? Facebook's the greatest thing. You can make so much money doing it. Blah, blah, blah. And so what do you get? Naturally, what you're going to get is saturation. Okay? Now I'm going to go a little bit ad hoc here, but so point one of why you're slowing down, and really we could take this, but this is really goes hand in hand, 1 and 2, but it can go down here too. So we're right here. All right? So the newness effect is wearing off. Okay? So that's one reason why your Facebook ads are not doing as good. But also, there's saturation. All this content on how great Facebook is draws, what does it do? It draws way more advertisers, okay? Way more advertisers to the Facebook platform, all right? And so Facebook gets insanely crowded with advertisers. The competition goes up, all right? And so what happens, this is just fucking natural. It's natural economics. This drives competition up, and it's through the roof these days as we sit right here, okay, in 2019, going into 2020. The competition goes through the fucking roof. And so what happens naturally, okay, when competition goes up, well, the money each individual makes typically goes down, except for the top 1%, okay, of the people, okay. In my opinion, it's just flat out those who can fucking spend more, okay. It's not even the geniuses. Now you got some really brilliant people who do quite well in Facebook, but generally it's those who can spend more money. All of these platforms, okay, they regress into a case of who can spend more fucking money, okay? And a lot of these advertisers, quite frankly, are horrible. So they ruin it for everybody, but, so that's point two. But number one, going back to number one, what happens here in this newness phase? Okay, because I'm going to try to tie these two together. Well, I mean, people are seeing ads, right? You're seeing an ad, if this is your news feed, okay? You're seeing an ad in your news feed. And generally, it's something that's new. Whatever is new gets responded to more. I mean, this is just plain logical common sense. It is the newness effect, okay? It's talking about in the book, and books on persuasion, okay? It's the newness effect. People respond more to what is new. And so back in the day, even whatever, 3-4 years ago, 2 years ago, things were newer, okay? Pop. And so people respond better to your ads. And what was the adage? Okay, generally it takes 7+ times of somebody seeing your ad before they'll respond. Well, nowadays, when things get past this newness phase, you always hear, well, it just takes more exposure. Isn't that what you hear? Well, it might take 10+ times. Okay, 10 plus times now for somebody to respond to your ad. Well, you hear so many people say this, just do more, but what you see now when something gets up this phase and it's over the newness phase is that you see after, I mean, this is fucking shit. People don't talk about this. They don't get it. Okay? After 1 or 2 exposures, people are getting pissed off and they're totally tuning out the ad. It's what fucking happens. And so you have people out there with this mindset, and it's easy mindset to fall into. Just release more, spend more, do more, but you're already getting tuned out after 1 or 2, okay? Unless what you have is some, new product or something that nobody is seeing. But as this goes down the line and climbs, okay, people begin to see more and more ads in their news feed. These little boxes, these are my fucking ads. More and more ads in their news feed, and their attention level to these ads goes down. It just happens. So the newness phase is over with Facebook, all right? And so we're lying here, and so that's one reason, but also there's saturation of advertisers as this goes on. Competition goes up, and the money everybody makes goes down. Okay, I mean this is logical. Yet it's logical, and yet what happens? You read blog posts and watch videos, and you would think that you should only be advertising in Facebook right now. Okay, that it's the best and it's only getting better. But contrary to popular belief, no matter what new smiley face icon Zuckerberg and his fucking PhDs and everybody releases, okay, a new smiley face option is not going to magically make this go, oh, we're going to come back up again. It's not going to happen, all right? Because there's a finite number of people in a saturated market. Now, maybe it's different if you go to a third world country or Asia, but I'm guessing that many of you are not selling products there. Okay? I mean, this is logical. So there's other things that go on here. Number 3. Targeting. All right, so let me grab one new marker here. Okay? So, targeting. Now, a while back, consequently, one last point on Asia, a secret that probably nobody has shared with you. If you want to get more likes for Facebook, okay? I think I just touched on this, but I'm gonna add it again. again, we just talked about this. I did it earlier in this video, but again, English speaking, you can get them for pennies. You know, pennies on what you would spend in the U.S., pennies on a dollar what you spend in the U.S. So target English speaking if you want more, because yeah, having a lot of likes on your Facebook page, yeah, that can help. I mean, let's face it, it's all about appearances. So targeting though, and this is a huge mistake. What do so many of these content writers say? Oh, Facebook is so great because of all the targeting. I mean, you can target whatever income level. You can go down to the clothing they bought last. You can fucking go down to the last time the person went on a date or whatever the fuck. You can go endless amounts of targeting with Facebook, okay? But the problem, especially that newbies and other marketers get through, even top tier marketers get into this shit, is that they over target their campaigns, okay? They fucking over target. They target themselves right out of any visitors, and that's logical. I mean, you know, I can go in and I can target somebody at an income level, you know, households with income levels, you know, over 100,000, or over 250,000. You know, a more affluent crowd, okay? Right? And so, that's fine. But then, if I target them 250,000, this is just totally made up, but who you know, whatever additional targeting option that I add here, just to make sense out of it, okay, who own a 3-bedroom house, or whatever. Well, automatically, my target audience goes down, okay? Now, the misconception is, on Facebook, that if I target this, and I'm selling a 3-bedroom house, okay, for, you know, whatever, $400,000 to families who can afford that payment, okay? Well, this is a really targeted ad, so I should get a better response. That is total bullshit. It's total fucking bullshit, okay? Logically, you would assume, and this is what all the experts say, really focus on your targeting. Get your targeting way down. I've seen more people totally destroy their results, okay, doing this, because they target themselves right out. Facebook does not operate the way it seems it should in real life. This should be the way it actually is, but it's not actually the way it is, okay? And there's all sorts of reasons why that could happen, but in my opinion, okay, the shit has to do with trust, okay? So obviously Facebook and Zuckerberg have been in, you know, shit for targeting, okay, with the government, for excessive targeting and what they're doing with information, okay? But people think they can automatically just trust, especially marketers, where these targeting options are actually coming from, okay? But if you think about this logically, and people will disagree, and this is where people disagree, but what the fuck ever, I don't even care. If you think about this logically, okay, does Facebook really know who has household income levels over 250,000? Do they really know? And this is just a made up one, but do they really know who has a 3-bedroom house? Yes, they have ways of collecting stats, but the accuracy, they don't really 100% certainty know that those people you are targeting, okay, are who they say they are. They just don't fucking know, okay? And so, as these markets get more saturated and everybody's trying to target all this shit, okay, the results, everyone's teaching just over target, all this content is coming on, people over target, okay, well the results go down. The results will progress, they just keep getting shittier and shittier because the natural thing to do is, if you're not getting results, we'll just target more, right? Well, it doesn't work that way. It's just hard, especially, okay, and I'm going to talk about this, number 4. So let me make sure here, something. And this has a lot to do, this shit has a lot to do with, got something on my freaking foot, has a lot to do with the differences in why I said in the past video, or it might have been 2 videos ago now, what I would choose a PPC network, and not that you can't do PPC on Facebook, you can, but a traditional search engine based PPC network over Facebook for the vast majority of niches, because my results are going to be better. It has a lot to do with targeting, okay? Again, Facebook is real estate based, all right? They are not targeting. When you show an ad on somebody's news feed, they are not targeting, that ad right there is not targeted in the moment, okay? That is to say that odds are, now you can get lucky, okay, but odds are no matter how much you try to match these targeting options, let's say that I'm dealing with, I'm dealing with weight loss or law or defense attorney or selling real estate, okay? Say I'm a real estate agent. And I target these people right here, okay? Just because I target them does not mean that this ad is going to show up in exactly the time that they are searching for that house. I mean, that's just logical. It doesn't. The essence of social media is that it won't, okay? Social media is like regular interactions, word of mouth and things like that. It's not instantaneous direct matching a search, okay? Whatever, $400,000, doesn't matter, $400,000 house for sale. It's not matching that search with the searcher. It essentially is saying there's an approximation that these people are at some point within the past, whatever, X amount of months looking for this. But maybe not specifically at that exact second of that day. And in the industry of advertising and marketing, that second match is fucking everything. It's everything. Google does that. It matches the term. When somebody goes to Google and searches on a term, or Bing, or any other PPC network, and they search on a term, okay, that is in the moment. That is in the moment. And so if my ad shows up, I think that's still on the video. I think I'm high enough there. If my ad shows up in that moment, my odds of getting a lead off of that go through the roof. That is the main reason why Facebook is more effective generally, or Google is more effective than Facebook, okay, generally, at least for most niches. Now, again, people might disagree, but people are disagreeing and they don't even fucking know what they're talking about, okay? It's all that they just bought into the hype by all these people writing out content that Facebook is so great. Put it this way, more people have gone broke. I know more people have lost their budgets advertising on Facebook than have made any money doing it. I mean, it's hands down. Hands down. Generally, companies doing this lose money, they don't make money. I'm just telling you. And it's not just that they don't know what they're doing, it's just that there's a lot of forces against them. So, Google is in the moment. Also, this is a misconception. People will say that, well, Google deals with real estate because you got to be on the first page. Not really. Facebook deals with real estate, all right? Your newsfeed. And this ad must show up in your newsfeed. That is your real estate. There is no more of it. It's not really how Google works, okay? And even experts get this shit totally wrong. Google, again, is term-based, okay? How many terms are there in which you can make money, all right? There's millions. And so, somebody marketing for weight loss, okay, is not targeting the same term as somebody marketing for pet food, okay? And so the weight loss searcher is not going to show up on the pet food, okay? It's just not. And so there's literally millions of options here, and the more products and the more history progresses, the language just increases because new products get developed. And then marketers are marketing for those products. And so if you get what I'm saying, this is huge. It's endless as to what you can market for. But again, Facebook is real estate based. So are other social media networks. Just because I'm marketing to a weight loss crowd, okay, does not mean I'm not showing up in the same place as somebody marketing for pet food. Again, an individual who shows, based on however Facebook does, it's what people share. It's the content they share in the places they visit and what they write about in their posts. Facebook determines, okay, well, this person's into weight loss or this person's into pet food. Well, an advertiser showing pet food, okay, the latest and greatest pet food, what is it? Fucking vegan pet food or whatever other bullshit's out there. So, pet food, okay, and the person showing weight loss can show up in the same news feed. All right? Facebook is real estate based. It also means that you're competing now with these ads because we talk about this in the newness. The more people are exposed to ads, it's not 10 plus impressions anymore that gets them. They're getting pissed off by one or two. And so all these people are getting pissed off already because they're just getting bombarded. Now the PhDs at Facebook, either they don't fucking know it, let's face it, they're not marketers, or they're just trying to pull the wool over your eyes, but that's the way it works in the real world. Not so much with Google. I'm not saying Google is perfect, but not so much. And so let me check one thing. So the bottom line is, I can go on and on, but those are the these are the main reasons why in 2019 here, as we get into the latter part of 2019, but this video applies going forward. I mean, it's going to apply. At least, especially for the US market and other saturated markets, but the newness has worn off of Facebook. And so there's a lot of millennials, in their 20s, if you're targeting that niche, who don't even use Facebook. They despise Facebook for many of the reasons I just said. They're on Instagram, in other places. And so this is not skyrocketing, not in a saturated market. It's going like this, okay? And so what is logical? Logically, okay, there's just fewer people, and so your results will be worse. I mean, it's just logical in this. But also, there's fewer people, and what happens? There's more advertisers, so there's greater saturation, so you're getting worse results. Facebook actually took off some targeting options because they're in hot water over misusing information. Okay? It gives them a bad rap. So it's the negative connotation there. You've heard that there's no such thing as bad publicity, and that's true in some instances, but Not really here. A lot of bad publicity has driven a lot of people off fucking Facebook when you mess with their information, especially. And then also Facebook deals with real estate. There's only so much room, all right? There's only so much room. It's not keyword driven. It's real estate driven. And so, hey, I appreciate you. This was a long video. If you disagree with what I said, that's great. Fucking disagree. Share it below. If you liked something I said, if you found it beneficial, share that too. Like the video, all that's going to do, I mean, let's face it, it's just going to raise your hand and let people know that, hey, there's something here that, you know, you can benefit from. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching the video, taking the time, following me. Sincerely, I appreciate you. Sincerely. I'd love to help you. Drop me an email on my homepage. I do consulting. Again, it's jasonclemens.media. It's .media, jasonclemens.media. Until next time, have yourself a great day.